People online have been speculating for months. They've been treating the situation like it's just drama. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've now entered into a new category. Candace Owens has now hired a major litigation attorney to defend her in federal court against these allegations that she helped spread a fabricated story that was connected to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And here's the big thing about it. You don't hire this level of attorney if you don't plan to fight. Grace and peace, everybody. This story has just got way more serious than we anticipated it. And I think people need to slow down for a second. Let's just take a moment and let's see what's actually happening. This is not just about my opinion or speculation or any kind of just asking questions, right? This lawsuit alleges that Candace Owens, we know that from Brian Harpo, and I guess on her platform, Mitch Snow, he spread this lie about Brian Harpo and Erica Kurt as relates to Fort Hakatua and the Charlie Kirk assassination. That's big allegations. That's not just, I got it wrong. I just had a wrong thought. I was having crazy thoughts. No, this is real big business. So now we're seeing both sides get lawyered up, and man, they're bringing the heavy equipment. The heavy artillery has entered the chat. Let's get going. Let's talk about it. Candace Owens, she's hired Robert Peel from the Sims Funk Group out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, let me add a little caveat here because people might not understand, and you'll hear super lawyer and think that means automatic victory. Now, that doesn't mean it, but it does mean one thing for sure. Hiring somebody who's named the super lawyer, that is not cheap. A super lawyer does not come easy. So this person earned that title. This person is going to get paid for that title. Now, super lawyer is just a recognition, the system through Thomas Reuter. He's based primarily in the peer review, visibly within the legal industry. This is just a term that they use within the inside baseball, and it means just this, but it's not the same thing as just saying the guy's unbeatable. It just means he's a really good attorney. All right, but let's see what he specializes in. He specializes in crisis litigation, reputation protection, high stakes disputes, cases involving public figures and business. I don't know which one of these things doesn't apply to Candace, right? Now, that tells us that, of course, the Candace Owens side understands that this is going to be a real fight. They know that there's reputational harm, probably really on both sides. So let's tell the truth. But we know that Brian Harpo's experienced reputational harm, Erica Kurt the same, and to some degree, even Candace, her reputation, her shine is off of the rose for sure. And we know there's going to be a lot of financial danger here as well. Now, because it is a defamation case, you can be very, very sure this is going to be an expensive case. That's where the super lawyer steps into the chat. Let's go over some of the core legal issues. The key legal question is, did Candace Owens have opinions? So the question is, did she knowingly promote false information or recklessly ignore evidence that contradicted her claims? That's going to be the major question. And everybody has their own opinion about it, just like Candace has hers, okay? So that's the actual malice standard. And here's where it's going to get dangerous for her. According to the reporting, the alleged shooter has no known connection to Arizona, no known connection with Fort Hakatua. Harpo's attorneys claim that the story was fabricated. Those are the major points of this article, and I'll leave the link to it in the description as well. If discovery shows that there's no credible sources behind these claims, this becomes a very serious problem. And let's just be fair. Filing a lawsuit does not automatically mean that Harpo wins. I think we already knew that part. Now, hiring a powerful lawyer does not automatically mean that Candace is going to lose. Okay. It also doesn't mean that Candace is going to win. It also means that Brian Harpo, just because he filed a lawsuit, he didn't file a lawsuit to lose the lawsuit. So there's a lot of give and take. Something's going to happen here. So both sides are probably shooting for the same thing, a victory. Now we're going to see who actually has the most to lose or who has the most ability to win. What really caught my attention in this article is that Candace is signaling a couple things. She wants to depose Erica Kurt. She seeks unreleased footage, and she wants to expand discovery. I don't know, listening again, not knowing everything, but listening to some of these legal minds out here. Shout out to Nick Brooks. Shout out to Andre Burkhart. Shout out to other legal minds, I don't think you're just going to be able to expand it out past what the claims are. But I could be wrong, but let's keep it going. That tells me that her strategy may be, we're going into court, then everything comes into court. That's what she's basically saying. I don't think that works like that. And that can become risky for everybody involved, because once discovery opens up, private communications, internal discussions, texts, emails, productions, conversations, all that kind of good stuff like that, all of that can potentially become relevant depending on the judge's ruling. This is where the internet commentary suddenly collides with federal procedures. So we got that Mitch Snow conversation coming up as well. There's also just that other little detail that people may overlook, because we're looking at Brian Harpole versus Candace, but we forget that Mitch Snow is in here as well. The plaintiff's attorney reportedly had trouble serving Mitch Snow because he's claimed to have avoided the process servers multiple times. Now I'm going to add my own little caveat. Avoiding process servers, those allegations are common in litigation and sometimes exaggerated by opposing counsel. I don't know how hard they actually try to get this guy to serve him, but I mean, he's trying to avoid it. That's probably more true than false. But if true, of course, as usual, it frustrates the judge because courts want cases moving efficiently. And this, of course, is going to slow a case down. Who knows what that's going to do as it relates to the case and such like that. It's probably dragging out even what Candace is going to be doing, because she's going to, instead of her lawyer defending and arguing in court, they're just kind of twiddling their thumbs, and they're probably still racking up some kind of money from that. So here's a bigger commentary that I have in my takeaway. I think the bigger lesson here is something that most of us content creators need to hear. There is a difference between commentary and constructing narratives around real people during emotionally charged events. I think that's pretty much what we've been seeing for the last 8-9 months. The internet rewards speculation. The courtroom punishes unsupported claims. So we're going to find out and, ask Ryan Upchurch for further information. And once the federal discovery begins, clips, statements, tweets, live streams, deleted posts, private messages, all of it suddenly starts to matter. So we're going to keep watching this case, because it's definitely moved from beyond just internet headlines and clickbait titles now into some serious federal litigation. And honestly, the most important phase probably hasn't even started yet, because that discovery is where the story stops being vibes and it starts becoming evidence. I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all think about it. Comment down below. I really do appreciate you all for supporting the channel and giving it a like. So until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.